What's up, guys? Welcome to the Sports 2.0 show. We're talking MLB trade deadline. It's the greatest time of the year. I think my hat's a little. I don't know if I like this hat. $6 on MLBshop.com. But anyways, Red Sox champions.
Tinder's finding any way he can to show off his new hat.
New hat, New Jersey, Red Sox, future 2021 World Series champions. Anyways, let's get into the show. Let's not talk about the best team in baseball right now. We're talking MLB trade deadline tonight. I'm joined by Grant, the one and only Mitchell. How you doing, Grant?
I'm doing great. I was watching your IndyCar show. Felt like it would never end just because I've had so much excitement for this show. So I'm happy we're finally live.
I'll tell you what, man, I might pass out tonight, honestly. Like, I go to that show and I come here, I do this show. I'm a freaking man of the people. That's what it comes down to. I mean, Aaron the U of Booty might miss his shows, but I'm showing up. Vincent Graziano is joining me as well tonight. He did a baseball show with us last week. Pumped to have him back. Vincent, how you doing?
Good. How's it going?
I'm wearing the gear of the best team in baseball, so it's pretty damn good. Now, Aaron, it's all about the U of Booty. You are a Yankees fan, just like Vincent, but how are you doing right now?
I'm okay. 14-0 today.
For that, you know what? Every time I think the Yankees are going to be good at baseball, they just seem to suck. Like Garrett Cole, we got Garrett Cole on the mound. Garrett Cole, come on, figure it out, Aaron. Like, I wanted the Yankees to win today, and you let me down. That's on you.
That's my fault.
Right.
You can put all the blame on me. That's my bad.
You know what the Yankees could use? They could use some pitching, obviously, because Garrett Cole obviously let the team down today. If the Yankees can't win with Garrett Cole on the mound, they're not going to make the playoffs, just to let everyone know. But anyways, we're going to go through all the trades tonight. We got some rumors going on right now. The things are the whole freaking world's buzzing. My phone's been going off like crazy. ESPN is all over the place. Because we get rumors every 5 minutes and nobody knows where anyone's going right now. But we're going to go through the trades that have been finalized, and we'll start talking about the rumors. So A's acquire left-handed pitcher Andrew Chain from the Cubs for outfielder Greg Deichmann and right-handed pitcher Daniel Palencia. Now, it's obvious from this the Cubs are selling. We don't need to focus on these prospects. We're going to talk about Andrew Chain. The A's are going for it right now. The A's are really trying to win baseball games. We got another trade we're going to talk about with Starling Marte in a minute here. But Grant, how does this solidify their bullpen? Does this make them a realistic threat, or not even a threat? Are they going to make the playoffs?
Well, I feel like when you're in a division with the Houston Astros and you have a good team on paper, then you've got to do everything you can to maximize your potential, because the Astros, they're not pushovers. They have the best record in baseball for most of the year. They're still hanging around right up there. I think they're 6 games up on the A's right now. So bringing in Chain definitely addresses an area of the team. I still don't think they are a better team than the Astros. I don't really know if anybody it would be a stretch to say that. But Chain absolutely helps them and their quest for the postseason. Yeah,
you look at this trade. I think the A's took Chain and they took Marte with the wild card in mind. You look at the Yankees. Yankees are threatening in that wild card. I know not getting beat 1-0 today with Garrett Cole on the bump, but they are threatening in the wild card spot. The A's are trying to make it as a wild card team. And I mean, I think these trades are very good. I think Chain solidifies their bullpen. Now, Vincent, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, all season long, the A's have been subpar hitting the ball. I mean, they have a solid lineup, but they just haven't been able to manufacture many base hits. I think Chafin's a big piece in their bullpen. They don't really have a solid bullpen, but adding a guy like that, just a 2.06 ERA on the year, I mean, I think that's a big move for them. And obviously, like you said, picking up Marte and Chain shows they're really making that push for the wild card spot.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to throw it at Marte here. Now, Aaron, it's all about the U of Booty. I feel like you're a position player. Were you a position player in high school?
Yeah, I was a shortstop.
All right, so this is perfect. We'll talk about Starling Marte, an outfielder. He is now on his way to Oakland. This adds a little depth to their lineup. You got Matt Olson, who's hitting the baseball. Matt Chapman really needs to start delivering, but when you look at this lineup with Marte in it, just adds a whole nother dimension, especially on the base path. This guy can steal, so that's very important for this team. What do you think about this trade?
I like it because I think it brings a little veteran experience to the A's. A younger team. Anywhere they can find a little bit of experience is a positive for them going forward. Like you said, I think they're a little bit out of the picture as far as getting past the Astros, but for sure their eyes are on that wild card spot. And I think adding someone like Starling Marte into their rotation, into that lineup, is definitely going to play a big role in pushing them to that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if the season ended today, we would have the Red Sox as champs, we have the White Sox as champs, and we'd have the Astros. The wild card game will be between Oakland and Tampa Bay. Now, Tampa Bay went out and got Nelly Cruz. We were going to talk about him tonight, but he's hit about 15 bombs since he went to Tampa Bay, so we figured it was pointless. He's established himself there. But honestly, I would think Tampa Bay would beat Oakland in a wild card game. Grant, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so too, but I also don't want to undersell the value of this Starling Marte deal. The A's, they have a pretty good record. They've been solid pitching. They've been solid hitting the ball. Not the best amongst the contenders, obviously. But the one thing they struggled in was batting average. They were pretty much bottom tier for most of the season. And Starling Marte, he's at 306 on the year. So you mentioned it. As far as adding other dimensions, he's great on the bases. I feel like this can make a really big difference for this team.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at the Marlins. Now I want to talk about this side of the trade because a lot of these deals that we get at the trade deadline, it's like little miniature prospects that, who might pan out. You look at what the Yankees gave away to get Joey Gallo. They gave away their whole freaking farm system. Who knows if half those guys are going to ever become something, but they could. You never know. But when you look at Jesús Luzardo, he's a guy that's established. He was pitching in AAA this year after having a rough time in the big leagues. Last year, he came in a wild card situation for the A's and lit the world on fire. I don't like this trade from this perspective. I think the Marlins are loaded. I think Luzardo is very valuable in the future, but I don't think he's the best fit in Miami. Now, Aaron, it's all about the U of booty. What do you think of that?
I think I definitely think you hit it right on the head there. Like, I don't, like it's so hard to tell like the futures of these guys and these young players. What you said about the Yankees giving up for Joey Gallo, it's just like, it's frustrating as a Yankee fan because I'm just getting another home run hitter who strikes out like too often. But yeah, like let's look at the other side of things where they're giving up all this potential and big possible names in the MLB one day. So yeah, definitely from that side of things, I don't like it either.
Yeah, now, we can talk about the Yankees a little bit, but I was worried because I knew they were going to give away their whole farm system, and I saw Jason Dominguez's name, the number one prospect in their organization. Grant, you have wrote about him. You did a player profile on him, correct, for Baseball Spotlight, right?
I actually handle most of the Cubs guys, so I'm not super familiar with Jason Dominguez. I know around the edge type stuff, but not the expert on that one.
Number one prospect in the Yankees organization. The dude has quads the size of my freaking body. Like he can hit the ball. Like he's going to hit a lot of home runs at Yankee Stadium, Vincent. Now I saw he was trending on Twitter. I'm like, if the Yankees trade him, Booney would be fired on the spot. Cashman would be fired. They would fire the whole team. They'd fire Aaron Judge if Dominguez was traded. Now, Vincent, we can, let's just get into the Yankees. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it right now. We'll go back through the other ones. We got Joey Gallo going and Joely Rodriguez in cash to the Rangers for Ezekiel Duran, Josh Smith, Trevor Howard, Glenn Otto, and I believe a few other players actually, like a slew of prospects, as Passan said. What do you think of this trade? Are you happy as a Yankees fan?
With the position we're in right now, yeah, I am pretty happy. I was looking at a graphic of Joey Gallo's career spray chart, and at Yankee Stadium, the dude's just going to be an animal with that short porch in right field. It's going to be crazy. But like you said before, I wanted to mention it's interesting with all the prospects being traded, but that 1-for-1 trade, like you said, if you look at the Marlins, what they've traded away and what they've lost in the years before, they lost Stanton, Ozuna, Yelich, all these guys, that's a full all-star outfield. It's crazy to see players being traded for players. It's pretty rare, as opposed to like this Gallo trade, Gallo for a bunch of prospects and usually cash or whatever it is. But I like the move as a Yankee fan. They need a lefty bat. Obviously, they have full righty lineup, and I think he's going to provide a spark to the struggling offense right now. And they're obviously a team that is their staple is hitting the long ball, and he's got 25, I think, on the year. So they need to insert him in the offense, and I hope he just continues to have success.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to ask Vincent or Aaron here. I'm going to ask you, Grant, because these two are Yankees fans. I don't really know because they're construed by the Yankees Twitter. Everyone, we're back. Oh my, we just got Gallo. Watch out, we're back. Gallo strikes out. Gallo's batting average is 230 something. Now, granted, his OBP is pushing 400. but Yankees fans think they're back automatically because we have Joey Gallo and we're the best team in baseball. They might still not make the playoffs, Grant. Now, is Joey Gallo really going to separate this team from vacationing in October to playing meaningful baseball in October?
Joey Gallo alone is not going to change their fortunes. You know, if the Yankees are going to make if they're going to make the postseason, if they're going to make a run in the postseason, it's going to be because their team comes together. They figure out how to work with each other. They play winning baseball, and they have a good second half of the season. Joey Gallo just makes the Yankees more of what they are, and you guys have pretty much hit on it. He's a guy who strikes out a lot. He's a guy who hits a lot of home runs. Now, having a guy who's going to be a power hitter from the left side, obviously something that's a little unique for the Yankees. So in that aspect, it will help. But it's not like you're bringing in a guy who adds a new dimension to the team. And especially with trades at the trade deadline, that's what you want to do. You want to improve on your weaknesses, get rid of them. And they didn't do that. They strengthened to strength, which, not an inherently bad idea. But for this particular team, it's not going to make that much of a difference. They'll probably win a couple extra games, but it's not like they're going to the World Series now that they added Joey Gallo.
No, and I want to step aside from the trade deadline for a second. I'm not picking on the Yankees fans right now, but I do really want to get your guys' perspective on this. When I was watching the Yankees-Red Sox games this past weekend, whatever, I was watching Giancarlo Stanton at the plate, and it's atrocious. It's like really bad, and it's like almost like I wanted Stanton to come up with the game on the line because I knew he wasn't going to deliver. Now, Aaron, it's all about the Uabooty. Like, what's going on with this dude right now?
I don't know. And I watch him, and I feel like he's got to get a little closer to home plate. He just stands so far away. And but when he does make contact, it really rockets off the bat, and like gets a single, whatever. They take him out for a pinch runner because they can't afford to injure him. But I mean, for sure, like he's a huge name on the Yankees roster, and he's just not really producing. He had like this resurgence early in the season where he was getting on base. He had like a 10 game on base streak or something. I think DJ's at like 37 right now. But I mean, it can't be all DJ. It can't be all Judge. It can't be all Cole all the time. There's going to be times where Cole has these outings like today where he gives up 6 runs. Like I wish there weren't these times, but there are, and it's part of the game. But yeah, Stan, get a little closer to home plate, and you might be able to hit the ball now.
Yeah, I mean, Vincent, you look at Stan, same thing. I'm sure you have the same opinion, but I want you to build off this answer here. Talk to me about Stanton, but also talk to me about Aroldis, because the Red Sox fans also were saying we want Chapman with the game on the line, and that's something that I'd never thought I would hear.
Yeah, so I mean, ever since Stan got hit in the face, I really think that's made a big change in his whole approach to the game. He's vulnerable to the slider, the outside fastball. You don't see him get pitched inside or over the center of the plate at all. He's chasing sliders, chasing curveballs out of the zone. He's standing, like Aaron said, he's way too far from the plate. But I think it's a lot of having to do with him getting hit in the face a while back. If you look at where he would stand before, he still used to stand pretty far, but it's a lot further now, and he just almost seems like he's kind of scarred from that. But Chapman, yeah. So I don't know. I think Chapman's starting to come back around. I mean, he had that streak. I didn't want him to come into the game. I wanted Green to become the closer, but he's looked good. He got after Nelson Cruz hit that walk-off off him, he struck him out to win the game 2 nights ago, and last night I think he got him out as well. So, I mean, I think he'll come back around. He's a great reliever, obviously, and I think every player in the majors goes through a rough streak, and I think that was the worst is behind him, I hope.
Yeah, I mean,
Tanner,
what?
Tanner, you're a Red Sox fan. I mean, I feel like you're a good person to answer this question. Do you want to see him at the end of the game?
Yes. Yeah. You know what? Look at this jersey right here, boys. You see that? Action. Okay. This dude is one of the best leadoff hitters we've ever had in Boston. I'm going to make a big statement. He's going to be. And you know what? If he didn't strike out with I think it was 2nd and 3rd in that game that the one game the Yankees won in the series, 2nd and 3rd, Kike, it was on Saturday. Kike struck out but he got the rally going early in the day. So I don't, it is what it is. But yes, I want Chapman. I want the Yankees. Give them to me because they're easy wins. But anyways, we're done talking about the New York Yankees. I pick on these guys. So every Thursday night, I pick on these guys for being Yankees fans. But it is what it is. That's what they deserve. Anyways, White Sox making a big splash right now, guys. The White Sox acquire second base Cesar Hernandez from the Indians for left-handed pitcher Konnor Pilkington. This is the strangest thing I've seen because this is a trade that took place in the same division, and the Indians are in second place. Now, I know they're 8 games back, but they have officially – this is waving the white flag. This is saying, White Sox, it's your division to win, which we knew the whole time. But what are your guys' thoughts on Cesar Hernandez going to the Indians? We'll start with Grant. Or no, Cesar Hernandez going to the White Sox from the Indians. My B, boys.
Yeah, this one, for the reasons you just mentioned, it's absolutely a bit of it's just puzzling. And regardless of sport, you don't really see this. He's going across the town. This is your division rivals. And you're, like you said, you're waving the white flag. You're saying you guys got us. But you're not only waving the white flag, you're helping your enemy and your rival build this year and for the future. So, I mean, I don't get it. Obviously, it's not like he's just leaving and you're getting nothing in return. But I would have, if I was managing this team, I would have found a way to maybe find a different trade partner.
Now, I think the coolest thing about this trade is the fact that the Indians go to Chicago this weekend. So Cesar Hernandez's debut will be with the White Sox against the Indians. Like, he could literally fly the team plane from Cleveland to Chicago to play this game and then just change jerseys after. Now, Aaron, it's all about the U of Booty. Cesar Hernandez. Are the White Sox a legit threat now? I mean, I thought they were pretenders before. They're kind of contenders now. You lose Madrigal. Cesar Hernandez is going to be that guy that replaces him. But what do you think?
I still think that they're not as good as everyone hypes them up. I know this is a big fill-in for them with Madrigal out for the remainder of the season. But I mean, if you look at the numbers, they're really underperforming versus above 500 teams. You saw it last week versus Milwaukee, a real test where they just I think they lost the series, maybe got 1 out of the 3. But that's been a trend throughout the entire season. I know they came back from the All-Star break, beating the Astros. But I don't know. Like, obviously they're going to be there come playoff time, but I think that they won't be performing as well as people think.
Oh, if I can jump in there. For those reasons, Madrigal going out, it feels like this is a move born out of necessity. It's not like you say, what's your dream scenario at the deadline? Oh, we need Cesar Hernandez. You know what I mean? It's not, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the Athletics. The Yankees. It doesn't make them, World Series favorites. It helps a little, but it's not your ideal scenario.
Yeah, definitely. Dark Sage 9117. Throw your question in the comments, and we will answer it after Vincent answers my question for him. Now, as Grant said, this isn't like something. Hey, I want Cesar. Oh, we got a big question here. Big question. We'll answer it. We'll answer it after. But Vincent, like Grant said, it's not like the White Sox are like, hey, I want Cesar Hernandez. Like, it's like we need a second baseman. Does he really make this team stronger? I mean, he's having a great home run season, not having a great average season, stealing bases, though. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you say that because not having a great average season, the White Sox are 7th in the league in team batting average and 25th in the league, I believe, in team home runs. So I actually think this is the perfect guy. I think this is a good pickup. I mean, if you read down this lineup, this is an amazing lineup. Abreu, Anderson, Moncada, Grandal. This is a lineup stacked with guys who should be just hitting the baseball over the park. And this pitching staff has looked amazing this year. I mean, they're starting to struggle a little bit, and they're obviously due for some regression. They have, I'm pretty sure, in the odds after the All-Star break, they had the 2nd and 3rd favorites for the AL Cy Young behind Cole. And Cole, I don't think will even get the AL Cy Young, but I think this was a pretty big pickup for them.
Yeah, I mean, Cole will not get the AL Cy Young after.
He's the number one. I mean, odds wise.
Yeah, he is the number one odds. We'll find a way. As the baseball writers of America will find a way to say, "Hey, Shohei, you get the Cy Young. You get the Cy Young because you hit." It doesn't have anything to do with it. We have a big question here. All right, and I read part of it, and it was good for the show. But I think there's the part at the end I'm not going to really be favorable towards. So I will read it here and we will answer it. If you guys have any questions, anyone else, throw them in the comments. We love doing this. So all year long, media and fans have said the Yankees have been the biggest. More questions. All year long, media and fans have said the Yankees have been the biggest disappointment. However, I would argue the Dodgers have been by far the worst team this year. Where is this 100-plus win team that was advertised and hyped up? Grant, you know what I'm ready to say, don't you?
Let me go first because
wait, Grant, we got 15 more paragraphs here. So yeah, you can go first. How can anyone defend losing 12 of 13 and having your bullpen and hitting implode and playing catch up all season? I am curious why Los Angeles is being given a pass when this is not the team that was advertised. When did the Dodgers lose 12 of 13? The Yankees lost 12 of 13.
I don't remember the Dodgers losing 12 of 13.
Dodgers did not lose 12 of 13 games. That must have been the Yankees. For the record, I do not blame the Dodgers for what the media and fans hyped them up to be, but their record is unacceptable for a defending World Series champion. Like,
let me go, Tanner, because I know.
Wait. We got to finish it. We got to finish it, Grant.
All right.
The Dodgers lost 12 of 13. I must have been, I don't know what I was smoking when the Dodgers lost 12 of 13, but I missed that. There's no excuse to justify how bad this team is. Yes, New York has flaws, and yes, they're mediocre, but did they implode as bad as Los Angeles? And not at all. So I'm curious what this panel thinks about mid-April or early May. All right, I want to go back and check the standings because
I'm looking for it right now.
I feel like they might. I feel like he's not wrong. I feel like they had a bad streak, but we're done talking about that, you know? All right, great. Okay. You answer your question. I'm going to look this up.
Well, I found the streak. It wasn't 12 of 13, but it was pretty bad.
What was it?
I'm trying to count super quickly. It looks like, I don't know. So they lost like 14 of 19 or something like that. That's just at a quick glance.
All right, I'm going to get the exact one. You answer that question because I'm going to answer that question. I'm not going to answer it very nicely, so you can warm them up.
So I gotta say, Dark Sage 9117 for the record. Tanner and I do a show every morning called Parlay Power Hour, except for this morning. Funnily enough, we all had some stuff coming up. But Tanner picks the Dodgers, and I pick the Giants every time they play, and that's just pretty much how it goes. And I argued with Tanner for a lot of the reasons that you brought up, that the Dodgers are maybe a little overhyped, or at least overhyped by Tanner. Tanner said they're the best team in baseball pretty much all year long. But to say that they have been a bigger disappointment than the Yankees, the simple fact that if I asked you who was going to representing the National League in the World Series, you would probably still say the Dodgers. And you can't say that about the Yankees, even though that's what they were built out to be. They were built out to be world beaters. And Tanner loves to say that the Boston Red Sox are the new savages of the AL East. Nobody, even though the Giants have a better record than the Dodgers, nobody's saying that the Dodgers are yesterday's news and the Giants are here to, dominate the division for years to come. They're going to go to the World Series and they're going to win easily. And their pitching hasn't imploded. They still have good performers. They've had legal troubles and they've had injuries. It's not like their pitchers have fallen off a cliff. We know they're going to strengthen at the deadline. Kind of leads into something we were talking about, but they're linked strongly with Danny Duffy. We assume that trade's going through. So the Dodgers have not imploded. They haven't lived up to expectations, but they're not a huge disappointment like the question at least makes it out to be.
Okay, so I'm gonna give like a brief answer here because I don't want to be too rude in my opinion here, but like first of all, we're talking they lost what? Okay, so they won four of 18, right? Okay, so they lost 14 of 18, right? All right, so I guess it's pretty similar to 11 or 12, but not really. Also, that was the first month of the season too, so we got to factor that in. We're 2 months away from the playoffs. Got to factor that in. And this team has not played well all year. We haven't had Cody Bellinger. Not a lot. That streak, you did not have Cody Bellinger. You haven't had Corey Seager a lot. Now you don't have Trevor Bauer. You haven't had Trevor Bauer in a while. You don't have Clayton Kershaw. Anyone else? Who else? Max Muncy and Chris Taylor have become the heroes of this team. Like, this team has been injured. This team has been beat up. This team has been hurt. But you know what? They're still here. And they're still the best team in baseball, and they have not been healthy once this year. They've not been healthy once, and they have underperformed. I mean, Cody Bellinger took the ball and threw it in the upper deck at Dodger Stadium. Now, yeah, that's probably a little bit of a disappointment, but this team has not been healthy at all this year. They're losing teams, but they're losing players, but they're still here. I mean, and you talk about saying, where's the 100-win team? Okay, so they're 62-41, I believe. So there's 162 games in a season. How many games we got left, Grant? You're better at math than me.
Oh gosh, I wasn't even listening.
So there's 103. So we have 59 games left. There's no reason this Dodger team can't whip off 100 wins, and they're definitely going to be a 90-something win team. What about the Padres? Let's talk about them. This was the year that they were going to dethrone the Dodgers, right? So I think that's a little crazy to say the Dodgers have been a disappointment when they have not had anyone healthy, when they have not played well. But you know what? They're still freaking here, and they're going to win the World Series. That's what you need to know. And I hope they don't. I hope they make it, and I hope the Red Sox beat them into the ground. But let's be realistic here. So anyways, we appreciate the comment, Dark Sage. I'm going to let Vincent and Aaron, it's all about the U of Booty, give their thoughts. But we'll start with Vincent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this team needs Cody Bellinger. I mean, I was actually just watching their game before. He bases loaded, 2 outs, down 4-0. He struck out. I mean, this is an MVP from 2 seasons ago, and he's just completely disappeared. Like,
they're losing 5-0 right now. That's not good. Not good for Mike Beach.
I mean, like, he's just like gone. It's insane to watch him. Like, I've watched him play a lot this year. I like the Dodgers as a team. I like their players. Obviously Betts hasn't been around for I think the past week. I mean, they're struggling they're struggling against the Giants. I mean, the Giants look good though. The Giants look legit. I didn't think they were going to be. I thought they were a fluke, but they're continuing to beat the Dodgers. I do agree with you, Tanner. I think this is a solid baseball team. I really think Bellinger is a big piece of this team, though, and if he continues to perform like this, I don't think they'll win the World Series. But any team with the lineup they have and the pitching staff they have is going to make a run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a 7-game series, I mean, this is hypothetical because it's not going to happen. But if you got Buehler, Kershaw, Bauer, Buehler, Kershaw, Bauer, who we got Julio Urias. You got David Price in there too. I mean, like if that was the case, they just haven't been healthy. Now, Aaron's all about the booty.
Yeah,
give me your thoughts, man. You agree with Dark Sage or you agree with me?
I think Dark Sage 9117 is just forgetting the year the Yankees had last year. They were arguably one of the best teams in baseball, with setting. They set, I think, like a couple home run records at least. So Dark Sage 9117, I see where you're coming from. I can see what you're saying, but the Yankees are terrible. They're terrible. I hate to say it, but they're not good.
They're
not performing to their ability, to their potential, and the Dodgers. An injury is not an excuse. It is an excuse. It's a good excuse, and they've had a plethora of injuries this entire season with a lot of big names out, and so Dark Sage 9117, I would have to disagree with you.
Well, I didn't even talk about the Yankees in this question. The Yankees went from a really good team. Like the Yankees were expected, if you go back and don't roll the film, but if you want to go back and listen to one of our early shows, I'm like, me and Eric did an argument about the Blue Jays. I'm like, the Yankees are going to win the World Series. No one's stopping this team. You got Gary Sanchez, you got Aaron Judge, you got Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton couldn't hit a freaking, I don't know. He couldn't hit a softball with a freaking stick. I don't know. A plank. I don't know. I gave a huge rant saying why the Yankees are going to win the World Series, and they're not anywhere near the postseason. The Dodgers, say what you want about them. All you got to do is get in the postseason. All you got to do is get in. The Dodgers are in, whether it's going to be as a wild card or a regular team or a division winner. The Dodgers are in. So I think that's a little crazy, Dark Sage 9117. But we do appreciate the support and we appreciate the comments. We love our Twitch followers. Lakalola, shout out to you. I don't know if you're watching, but we do love our Twitch fans. So let's keep going through these guys. Got a few more to break down here. We also got more White Sox. Ryan Tepera from the Cubs for left-handed pitcher Bailey Hom. The White Sox have a loaded starting pitching staff, but the bullpen has been a bit worrisome. I'd say, you got Kyle Hendricks, obvious there. Or Liam Hendricks. You got Liam Hendricks closing games for you, but you still need that 7th, 8th inning guy to get you there. So, Vincent, what are your thoughts about Tepera going to to Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I think this isn't a huge move, but I mean, not a lot of relievers are huge moves, but closers are, like Kimbrel. If Kimbrel were to go somewhere, I don't know. This is a solid bullpen. They have a couple of young guys in there. Hendricks. Who's the kid who throws 100? What's his name?
For who?
Name. The White Sox.
Hendricks?
No, not Hendricks. There's another kid.
Starter or bullpen guy?
Bullpen guy.
I don't know. You put me on the spot here.
Sorry, I'm admiring Lola actually being here for when Tanner called and they responded.
All right, wait. We got to make an announcement. This is not important now. We got to make a major announcement. Have you guys got the ESPN alert?
Yeah.
The New York Yankees. I'm going on Yankees Twitter tonight because the Yankees are back.
Here
the
we go.
New York Yankees are finalizing a deal to acquire first baseman Anthony Rizzo from the Chicago Cubs. All right, let's talk about that.
Wow, that's crazy.
We got Rizzo going to the Cubs. Grant, we're going to start with you because these Yankee guys are probably getting a little roused in here. So we got to let them cool down for a minute. Grant, Rizzo to the Cubs. What are you thinking about this? Or Rizzo to the Yankees from the Cubs?
Well, I mean, before I dive into how he fits on the Yankees, I mean, this is the fire sale for the Cubs, right? Like all their pieces are going to be gone by the deadline, and so that's going to be super interesting. Just want to put that out there. Rizzo on the Yankees. That's good. That makes them. I was talking earlier about how Gallo makes them more of what they are, but Rizzo, he's a guy who can come in and help them win games. That gets them. See, I'm gonna hand it to Aaron. Aaron's getting.
Wait. No, before you hand it to Aaron, I gotta bring Aaron back to life here. You are 8 games back in the American League.
I got
you are 3 games back in the wild card. Just to let you know before you answer this question.
Let him have his moment. Let him have his moment.
Oh my God, I am excited because he brings a smile on his face every time he steps in, up, and I'm ecstatic right now. I know he has the ability to hit homers, but I think would fit in perfectly. I did not see this coming at all. Wow, I just need a minute to catch my breath. He's he's a hitter, like a real hitter, like DJ hitter, not a stand strikeout, not a Gallo strikeout. Like he contact hitter. He plays first base well, and I think he's a great teammate. I think he's exactly the piece the Yankees are looking for. And I can't wait to see what he does.
You know, Voigt's probably going. First of all, the smile. The Bronx kills smiles. Just to let you know, people don't smile around the Bronx anymore. Just to let you know that. So Anthony Rizzo's probably gonna have a frown on his face. Number 2.
Wait. Do people smile at Fenway?
Fuck. Hell yeah, they do. Yeah, you smile when you're in first place, buddy. That's just the way it works. Number 2. They're probably giving up Luke Voigt to get him. I just got off the top. I bet they're giving up Luke Voigt to get him. So what now? Does that change your thoughts?
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like with Rizzo, I get more of a reliable first baseman. You know, some like healthy. Like with Voigt, I don't know what I'm getting. Like an injury every other month. I can't really deal with that. So I'll let Vincent share his excitement. I'm pretty sure
Voigt led the league in home runs last year. Just to let you know, Vincent, thoughts?
Yeah, so I really hope Voigt's not gone. I'm a huge Voigt fan. He's one of my favorite Yankees. I think we should just sack Stanton, let him send him down to AAA, let him finish his career out there, and DH Voigt. But obviously that's not going to happen. But I think that's a huge move that really came out of nowhere. I was not expecting that at all. But another lefty bat, that's huge for the Yankees. And you can record this, roll the tapes back, come postseason time, the Yankees are going to win the World Series. I picked the Bucks to win the championship in an article. So now we have both on record right here, right now, Yankees win the World Series.
Vincent, if you pick the Bucks to win in 2022 or
no, 2021.
Vincent, if you pick the Buccaneers when against the Chiefs in a game preview, that's not that big of a deal.
Milwaukee
Bucks.
Oh, okay. I was thinking. I'm like, okay.
No,
so you picked the Bucks. All right. Well, congratulations on that, Vincent.
I'm going 2 for 2.
Now, Grant, since this is like real life Yankees Twitter, and I don't like it a lot. But Grant, Rizzo to the Yankees.
Yeah.
This is pretty big stuff. When you look at what they've done the past few days, I mean, you got Rizzo now. There you go. You got Gallo. Finally, you got two big lefties. We haven't had a lefty all season, but we got a lefty. So break it down for me, Grant. What do you think?
Yeah, Rizzo and Gallo with the short porch, that's going to be money. But going back 10 minutes ago when I was talking about Gallo, that's not something that moves the needle. But this is different. This gives them a different aspect. This is a guy who's going to come in. He's going to help them win. I think that this is absolutely a big deal. I feel like, well, first of all, it's a sign of intent from the team. You know, they had the expectations. They underperformed, kind of like we were saying to Dark Sage 9117 here. But this is the Yankees responding and saying, we are still going after it. Don't count us out. I like the fact. I feel like this is also kind of, you know, not they're on the way to sticking it to the Red Sox. Still think the Red Sox are the better team, but I feel like that's what they have in mind. Like, they see the Red Sox atop the division. They know that they haven't been beating them as much as they would like to, and they think, okay, we got to get back top the division. That's where we belong. So I think this is a very big deal.
You know what's funny? First of all, Yankees pulled 2 prospects from games earlier today. So yeah, potentially Voit and 2 prospects. That's what we're seeing from our guy Ryan Carlson here. Grant, you know, the Red Sox and the Yankees, there is no rivalry right now. And you know what's really funny is, boys, I can't wait. I cannot wait. You guys give away your whole system. You give away your whole freaking farm system for rentals. Joey Gallo through 2022. Rizzo's going to be a rental. Okay. You're giving away Luke Voit for a rental. And then you guys still might not make the playoffs. So I really hope this works out for you. I hope we get you in the division series, because you're not going to stand a chance. You're going to come to Fenway. You're going to get beat. Clip it, roll the tape, put it on YouTube, do whatever you guys want. I'm here to say it. The Yankees might still not make the playoffs. And then if they do, they're going to lose the Red Sox. Nope. We don't agree?
I'm not mad at that take, just given the congestion and talent within the division, and the fact that, you know, we are already into the second half of the season. But, you know, if I had to guess, I would say they do make the playoffs. I don't think it's, you know, unreasonable that they miss it, but I would take them to make it.
No, I would take them to make it as well. But there's one thing that you need to know about the Bronx. We underperform in the Bronx this year, especially. So I don't know. All right. So we got questions. The questions are rolling in. All we needed was thank you, Yankees, because you just doubled our freaking viewers on every single platform. So we appreciate that. Do you think that the Nationals are just sellers? Do you think do you think they will get someone in return for Scherzer? They will get a team's whole AAA system for Max Scherzer, I believe. But the thing with Scherzer is he controls if he wants to leave or not. So he said he was only going to leave if a team was going to give him a long-term deal. So with Scherzer, that deal, whatever trade deadline goes through tonight or tomorrow, look for Scherzer's going to have a 2 or 3 year deal on top of that with a lot of money, I bet. So we got some other questions here. Let's answer. We love the people. We love the freaking people. Is Mancini going anywhere? Grant, what do you think?
I haven't seen as much speculation as we thought that we might with him. Obviously, there have been links, but I haven't seen any, you know, hard-hitting reports where teams are going all in for him. So if I had to guess, I would say he's staying, just based on what I've seen from the insiders out there.
I went to Oriole Park at Camden Yards and I got this, and I was afraid because it was going to go down to half price if he got traded. But you know what? Trey Mancini is the lifeblood. He's the foundation of the Baltimore Orioles right now, and they're not trading him, in my opinion. Do you guys agree?
I agree. There's no way. He's a beautiful story, you know, battling that colon cancer and come back. He was in the home run derby this year. He performed very well. I think for the Orioles organization to give him away, I think Orioles fans would just hate their ownership for that. I think fans are just going to attach to him. They love him. I think he loves Baltimore. I don't think he'll be going anywhere.
All right, so we can't really top what we just saw with the Yankees. I mean, that was perfect timing for that. So some of these trades are really meaningless to talk about right now, in my opinion. We'll just throw them up on the screen. But I do want to talk about Danny Duffy, Max Scherzer, and Jose Barrios a little bit. So we have Mariners, a left-handed pitcher, Tyler Anderson from the Pirates for Carter Binns, and right-handed pitcher, Joaquin Tejada. Mariners trying to make a statement. You got the Reds acquiring right-handed pitcher Michael Givens from the Rockies for right-handed pitcher Case Williams and right-handed pitcher Noah Davis. Okay, we also have, we have Eduardo Escobar. This could be worth talking about a little bit if you guys want to give thoughts. I got to grab a charger from my computer.
Yeah, I mean, Eduardo Escobar is having a good season. I mean, the Brewers have not had much production from Yelich, so I think this is big for their lineup. They've been winning a bunch of games though, and their pitching staff is solid too. They're kind of a sleeper team, I think, in my opinion, not getting talked about as much, but they have a solid team for the postseason, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're pretty competitive in the National League. Depends who they get in the first round. So that really plays into it. But what do you guys think of this trade? Just quickly before we get into Scherzer and Berrios.
I like it for them. I think that's a good way to put that. The Brewers, they're not the best team in the league, but they are a good team. But when you're fighting against teams, well, obviously the big dogs in the NL, you're not gonna, you're just not gonna get talked about. But they're still a good team, so I think that this strengthens them, and I like the move.
Yep, definitely. What do you think, Aaron?
I think it's a strong play. I think they're already in a good position. I think it definitely puts them in a better position, and that's what you're hoping to do at the trade deadline. So I definitely like it for the Brewers.
Definitely. All right, so we got a few more things to talk about here. We also have a trade deadline show tomorrow at 3:30 because I'm sure a lot of deals are going to roll in. But hey, we're starting to get rid of the guys that matter. We're getting rid of Scherzer. We got rid of Rizzo. We're still waiting on Chris Bryant. I'm still waiting on Craig Kimbrell. So those are the other names that we really need to watch for. Jose Berrios, he's been rumored to go to the Dodgers. Not going to happen now. It looks like Danny Duffy is going to L.A. They're finalizing deals right now. But who's in the market for a pitcher? And just shout off some names.
The Mets.
I mean, the NL West, all of them.
Yeah.
They want all of them.
Yeah, I agree. Mets, you think Mets really?
Well, then they said the price was too high for Berrios.
You know what the Mets need? The Mets need someone to hit the baseball for them. That's what the Mets have 4 guys who hit the baseball, 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the Mets would be willing to go in for him if they just got Rich Hill also.
Yeah. So they're going cheap. Listen, realistically, when we look at the playoffs, it's the Dodgers, and then it's the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants in the National League West, most likely the Brew Crew. I don't know. Nobody in the East scares me in general. But yeah, I think the whole NL West could use a pitcher. Now, Scherzer, the rumor is earlier today, or like probably an hour ago, he's going to the Padres. And now we got other teams saying we're still in the running for Max Scherzer. Jeff Passan, the number 1 trade guy, has not tweeted anything about Max Scherzer yet. So that means the trade's not done because he just broke the news about Rizzo going to the Yankees. I don't know. What do we think? What do we think with Scherzer? We'll start with you, Vincent.
I mean, that's an already pretty solid rotation. They've had good production from all those guys. I'm talking about the Padres: Darvish, Snell, Musgrove, Paddock. Who else? Dinelson, Lamet. So, I mean, if you were to go there, I think that makes them – that whole division is, in my opinion, contenders. I still can't get myself to say that the Giants are that team, but I can't really keep saying they're not and watching them win games like they have. So I think that would be a big move for the Padres. Any team that gets them in that division, I think that puts them out ahead, in my opinion, from the other two.
Yeah, I mean, the Padres they've underperformed a little bit too. We talk the Dodgers underperforming is the whole narrative, but the Padres have underperformed a lot as well. Now, Grant, where's Max Scherzer going to land?
I would think it would be with the Padres. Even without the reports, I think that he's got the best chance to shine out there. The Padres have been underperforming. Some of that, the pitching's been decent, but a couple of their starters, Chris Paddock, Blake Snell, both over 5 with their ERA. That's not going to get it done if you want to win the World Series. You can't have 2 guys throwing over 5. It's pretty incredible they have those guys throwing over 5, and they're up at 59 and 45. But when you're fighting the Giants and the Dodgers, well, especially the Giants of this year, you need better pitching. Scherzer goes there. If there's one thing we know about him, he can win games. Most memorable season, obviously, he went 21-3. So I think he's a great fit there. I think he fits anywhere in the NL West. But I like him on the Padres the best.
Yeah. Now check out Baseball Spotlight probably tomorrow. By the time this trade comes through, Grant's going to have an article on Max Scherzer there. I'm looking forward to reading that. Now, Vincent, we're at 40, or not Vincent, Aaron. I look at you guys and I see similar faces. So, all right, Aaron, you're going to take us home here, man. That's big pressure for you. We're 45 minutes here. Make a prediction right now. Where is Max Scherzer going to land?
The San Francisco Giants.
No, I think that's crazy.
Here's why. I think if the Padres were to get him, I think he already would have gone there. And I think the Giants may have heard that he was going there and may have put a little bit of an offer on the table to get things more interesting. And I think the Giants see it as now or never. This is their season. All things are going right now. Their pitching staff, they're hitting, it's working on all cylinders. So I think for them to get Scherzer, that's going to be the final piece to the puzzle. I think he brings obviously wins, as Grant said, but he brings experience too. He has won a World Series just a couple years ago with the Nationals, and if he goes to the Giants, I think that's a really big piece and can put the Giants above other people, other teams, in the projections going forward.
Now, if he does go to San Francisco, they're gonna have to pay him a lot of money because he wants a long-term deal within this trade. So that's something to watch there. But yeah, anywhere in the NL West, I think it's heating up, man. This is awesome. Just getting that trade on this. I mean, that was awesome. The whole show was awesome, guys. The support. Thank you so much. Let's give some shout outs here. Dark Sage got the party started with the big paragraph, man. You know what? That's a whole article right there. So shout out to you for writing all that. Andy Baseball 23, Lockalola, Andy Baseball, whoever Lockalola is, man, they're the number one fan. Ryan Carlson, 2022, Ankley C. Christopher. All you guys are awesome. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for all the people watching at home. Final thoughts, guys. What do you guys think? Grant, we'll start with you, man.
Max Scherzer, I do have that article coming out if he does get traded, but I also have one coming out at some point today. It might already be out. I haven't checked since we got on the show, but I was talking about how he is the greatest member of the Washington Nationals in their entire franchise history. If he is leaving, I'm a DMV native, so if he's leaving us, thank you for your service and good luck with wherever you go.
Thank you for your service. Now, Vincent, final thoughts.
The lefties are back in New York. Yankees are going to win some games. That's my final thoughts.
All right, Aaron, all about the booty. You can't say that same thing.
No.
You have to say something different.
I'm going to say lefties are in New York. The Yankees are about to win some games. That's
I'm gonna say Garrett Cole gave up 6 runs today. The Yankees are 8 games back in the division, and they have a lot of work to do in the wild card with the A's making moves and the Rays being good at baseball and the Red Sox being good at baseball. That's my final thoughts. That was an awesome show, guys. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to the Sports 2.0 Network. You heard it here first. We broke the news first. We broke it first on YouTube, guys. That's why everyone rushed to our show. New York has the lefties back, but it doesn't matter. For all the up-to-date trade moves, make sure you subscribe to the network, guys. Got a lot of great shows coming up. 10 minutes. Alec Bussey is coming on for his episode of Between the Lines. And then 8 o'clock, nobody cares about this right now because it's trade deadline season, but the NBA draft is tonight. So make sure you check that out. We got Justin Onken and Grant Bale doing a live stream, just live watch along. It will not be shown on the screen this time. At Home Run Derby. But they will be doing that as well, guys. So thanks for all the support, and we'll talk to you soon for another episode of the Sports 2.0 show.